Hello everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to teach you a new stitch. How about that? Look at that beauty. I like it. Now this is called the Rapids stitch. It's beautiful. Now I actually think this might be the wrong side. I'm not certain, but I like it better. But here's what it looks like on the other side. Both sides are very pretty. They're both unique in their own way. I don't know which is right and which is wrong, actually, to tell you the truth. But I think it looks better this way. Just my personal preference. Either way, though, it sure does make a really pretty stitch. I consider it intermediate, but you know what? I think a beginner can do it. I really do. I'm going to teach it so I know you can do it. As long as you know how to, you'll have to know how to chain, slip, single crochet, double crochet, triple crochet, and double crochet 2 and 5 together. Don't be intimidated. I'm going to teach it, and you're going to be able to do it. I promise. You can do this. This would make a beautiful scarf, a beautiful cowl, beautiful bag, beautiful blanket, beautiful anything, I think. I think it's awesome. I really, really like it. I think a baby blanket made out of that would look so pretty. I don't know. I really like it. I think it turned out good. You guys want to get started on it? Let's do it. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my tutorials. Or if you like yarn, I got a lot of yarn stuff going on too. So for this project, for my sample, I'm just using some Care On Simply Soft in case you're interested in the yarn and the color. It's called Mint Blue. And of course, you know you can use any yarn that you want. And then I'm going to be using a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I do want to mention I did try it with a bulky yarn, and I gave up because I just didn't think it had the same effect. I thought it was just too bulky of a yarn. Maybe if I would have used a bigger hook with this one, I don't know. I thought it looked better in the 4-weight. That's just throwing that out there. But anyways, now the rapid stitch is done in a multiple of 6 plus 3. So you start with a slip knot. Now 6 plus 3 means your base chain that you make, however long you want it to be, whether it be scarf size or blanket size, needs to be a multiple of 6. So it needs to be divisible up by 6 evenly. And then you add 3 more to your base chain. So for my sample swatch here that I'm doing on video, I started with a chain of 27, which is 24 is the multiple of 6, and then I added 3 more to my base chain to make it a total of 27. So we're going to start row 1. Now this is a 2-row repeat. Row 1, what we're going to do is we are going to double crochet 2 together, and we're going to do it in the 4th and 5th stitch from our hook. So remember that this chain that's on our hook does not count as a stitch. So we count over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is what we're going to work in. And we're going to do a double crochet 2 together. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into that 4th stitch. And we're going to draw up a loop. And we're going to yarn over and go through those first 2 loops on our hook like that. Now we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to go into that 5th stitch. And we're going to drop a loop, and we're going to yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on our hook again. And now we have 3 loops that remain. We're going to yarn over and go through all 3 loops like that. Okay, easy enough. Now we're going to start the repeat of row 1. So we start by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to do a single crochet into the next chain stitch down here. Single crochet into it. Just like that. Now we're going to do something a little different that you don't always see in crochet. We are going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, it's just a turning chain. Now what we're going to do, is we're going to single crochet right back into that single crochet that we just did. Just like that. And now we're going to work 3 single crochets through this chain 3 space. So just go right through the space and work 3 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we are going to chain 1 and turn our work again, and we're going to work 1 single crochet over those 4 single crochets, starting with this very first one. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to do it again. We want to do it till we have a total of 4 rows. So we got 1, 2, and we're going to do it again. This is our 3rd row. We chain 1 and turn. 1 single crochet in these 4 single crochets here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's do it one more time. Chain 1 and turn. 1 single crochet in those 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see we have 4 rows of single crochet. Now we're way up here, but that's okay. Now we're going to do a double crochet 5 together over the next 5 chains. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go way down here into our first stitch, draw up a loop, and we're going to yarn over and go through the first 2 loops like that. We want to do that a total of 5 times. So that would be number 1. Again, yarn over and go into the next one, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. So that's 2 times. Again, yarn over and go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. So there's 3 times. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops. There's 4 times. One more time, yarn over, go into that next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. Now if you look, you can see you got 5 partial double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 loops remain on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to yarn over and go through all 6 loops, and that is a double crochet 5 together. Now we will start our repeat again by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to single crochet right here into the very next stitch of the chain, like that. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're going to work 1 single crochet right here into this very first single crochet that we just did, and then 3 single crochets through this chain 3 space. So that'll make a total of 4 single crochets, counting that first one. That. And then we want to chain 1 and turn our work. 1 single crochet into those 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, chain 1 and turn. 1 single crochet in those 4 single crochets. We're going right into that first one there. That counts as number 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time, chain 1 and turn. Remember, we want to have 4 rows of single crochet here. 1, 2, 3. We're on our 4th row now. 1 single crochet into the 4 stitches. like that. And now again, we're going to do our double crochet 5 together. So we're going to yarn over and go all the way down into the first stitch, go into it and draw up a loop, and yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. We want to do that 5 times again. So that was 1, yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, that's 2 times, yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops 3 times, yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, that's 4 times, one more time, yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops, and if you look, you got 5 partial double crochets there. 6 loops remain on your hook, yarn over, go through all 6 loops, and then we're going to repeat again. We're going to chain 3, 1 single crochet into the next stitch of the chain, and then we repeat what we did right here. So we're just going to keep repeating this pattern until we get to the last 3 stitches of the row. So here again, where we're at, we would just chain 1 and turn, and then we'd work our 4 double crochets, 4 rows of 4 double crochets. So just keep repeating until we get to our last 3 stitches of the row. Alright, I'm coming to the end, and I did my 4 rows of single crochet right here, and I have 3 stitches left. I'm going to do a double crochet 3 together to end the row. So I'm going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, drop a loop, and yarn over and go through the first 2. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, and then yarn over and go into that last stitch, which for some reason is extremely tight. Draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2. 4 loops remain, yarn over and go through all 3 loops, or all 4 loops, I'm sorry, just like that. So that'll end row 1, and this is what it kind of starts to look like. Okay, so rows 2 and 3 are the repeat rows for the whole pattern. So now we're going to start row 2, which is one of the repeat rows. So we are going to chain 4. Now this chain 4 is going to act as a triple crochet, and then we're going to turn our work, and we're going to go ahead and put 2 more triple crochets right here into the top of this double crochet 3 together. So right here in this space, we're going to do 2 triple crochets. So counting that chain 4, we have 3 triple crochets there. Now we're going to single crochet into the last single crochet here at the top. So here's our group of 4 rows of 4 single crochet. Go into that very last one on the end and single crochet into it like that. And now we're going to kind of repeat, start the repeat by, we're going to put 5 triple crochets into this double crochet 5 together. So right here in this spot, we're going to put 5 triple crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. Now again, we are going to single crochet into our last single crochet here on this group of 4 rows of 4 single crochets. So right here at the top, the last single crochet into it. Repeat again. we're going to put 5 triple crochets right down here into the top of this, a double crochet 5 together. So right here into that little spot, we put 5 triple crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we single crochet into the very last single crochet up here on your group of 4 rows of 4 single crochet, just like that. And now we're just going to repeat that pattern until we get to the end of the row. So again, it would just be 5 triple crochets down here and this 5 double crochet together, and then single crochet up here, and we just keep repeating that until we get to the end. Okay, I've made it to the end. I did my last single crochet up here. Now I want to end it by putting 3 triple crochets down here into my last turn, on top of my last turn chain here. So 3 triple crochets into that spot to match the other side where we did the chain 4, which counted as 1 triple crochet, and then we did 2 more, so we had a total of 3. So we're going to put 3 here so our ends match, and that will end row 2. And that's what it starts to look like. I always like that side a little better. And now row 3, we are going to chain 3, which is going to count as a double crochet, and turn our work. Now we're going to do a double crochet 2 together, working over this stitch and this stitch, not this very first one. So we're going to yarn over and go into this stitch here, draw up a loop, and yarn over and go through the first 2. Then we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, and yarn over and go through the 3 remaining loops. And you'll notice this row is very similar to row 1. Now we are going to start our repeat by chaining 3, and we are going to single crochet into the next stitch, which is this single crochet right here, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're going to put a single crochet back into that same stitch, and then 3 single crochets into the chain space for a total of 4 single crochets, counting that first one. And then we chain 1 and turn, and we want to have 4 rows of 4 single crochet again. So this is our row 1. So again, we start 1 single crochet in each of the 4 stitches. That's 2 rows, chain 1 and turn, 4 single crochets again over the 4 stitches, chain 1 and turn. That was 3. We need to do 1 more, 4 single crochets, a 1 in each of the next 4 stitches, just like that. And now we're going to do a double crochet 5 together, and it's going to be over these 5 triple crochets from the previous row. So we're going to yarn over, go into the first one, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. Again, yarn over, go into the next one, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go into the next one, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, again, next one, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, one more time, yarn over, go into the last one, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops. There you can see your 5 partial double crochets. 6 loops remain on your hook, yarn over and go through all 6, just like that. And now we start our repeat again by chaining 3, single crochet right here into the next stitch, which is the single crochet from the previous row, like that. Chain 1 and turn, and then we do 1 single crochet back into that single crochet, and then 3 single crochets into the chain space for a total of 4 single crochets like that. Chain 1 and turn, and we want to have a total of 4 rows of 4 single crochet. So this is row 1, so I'm going to continue until I get my 4 rows. Chain 1 and turn. This will be row 3 that I'm starting on. Chain 1 and turn, and this will be row 4, my last row. Like that. And now we are going to do our double crochet 5 together over the 5 triple crochets from the previous row. So we start by yarning over, going into the first one, drop a loop and yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. We want to do that across all 5 of these triple crochets. And there you can see your 5 partial doubles. 6 loops remain, yarn over and go through all 6. And then we repeat again. Chain 3, single crochet into the next stitch, which is the single crochet here from the previous row. And chain 1 and turn, and then we do our 4 rows of 4 single crochet. And we're just going to keep repeating this until we get to the end of the row. Alright, I'm coming to the end. I did my 4 rows of 4 single crochet. I have 3 stitches that remain. I have the 2 triples and then the chain 4, which counts as a triple. I want to go ahead and double crochet those 3 stitches together. So I'm going to yarn over, go into the first one, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over and go through the next one, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and then I'm going to yarn over and go into the top of that last chain, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, 4 loops remain, yarn over and go through all 4. So this is what it looks like after row 3. So it's just a repeat of rows 2 and 3. That's all it is. But you want to end on the triple crochet row. You don't want to end on a row like this. So when you end it, you make sure you end to where your last row is a row where you did the 5 triple crochets, and that will flatten out the top just like that. I guess if you like it looking like that, you know, that's fine. You can leave it like that. But normally I would say end it on the row 2 repeat. So that's where you chain 4, which counts as your triple crochet, and you put 2 triples back into the same stitch, or 2 triples back into that stitch right there. So counting that chain 4, you have a total of 3, and then you remember you single crochet into the top of the last single crochet up here, and then next remember we put 5 triple crochets into this double crochet 5 together. So right here in this little spot we get 5 triple crochets. So this is the row that you want to end on, but it is a repeat now of rows 2 and 3. It's very easy once you get the hang of it. It is a little time consuming, but I think it turns out really pretty. So you just want to keep repeating rows 2 and 3. See how doing this, the 5 triples, and then you single crochet over here into the last single crochet here. That straightens out the row. So that's what you want to end on. So you just keep repeating rows 2 and 3 until you get it as big as you want it to be. So that's it. Like I said, either way you want to make the right side, It's your preference. I like this one. I think it looks good like that, but either way it looks good. So remember, repeat it for as long as you want it to do. Make it a big blanket, make it a scarf, make it a bag, make it a top, make it anything that you want. It's a super pretty stitch. It would work well in any color. I like it. I like it a lot, and I hope that you do too. And I hope that you were able to follow along even if you were a beginner. So remember, if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give me a follow on Instagram, like on Facebook, so you can show me all the crochet stuff that you make for my videos. I really enjoy seeing it all. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.